Hello buddy, welcome back to another episode of Just Chat. I'm playing Dark Souls 3, the weapon playthroughs. My god, we're getting so tantalizingly close to the end of all these insane playthroughs. So, last time we did the halberds, which was interesting and fun. And today we're gonna go and start off with the Reapers. There's only four Scythe weapons in the game. I could not find a character in Xenoblade Chronicles or in what's the other game called? In Xenoblade Chronicles and Fire Emblem. Or at least not, like I couldn't think of anybody, I couldn't really find anybody who would use scythes in battle. So I decided to go for Magus. There's actually kind of a story behind my choice over here. Because you know what, I'll go and explain it once I jump into the game. I first have to kind of figure out which class. I think I'm going to start off as a mercenary. Because I'm going to need a sizable amount of dexterity. I'm going to have to go up until the undead settlement before I can get my first scythe. So it's going to take some time. Let's go and load my favorites. And here he is. My boy. Alright. So I kind of have a story with Magus. So me and Cube, when we originally wanted to go and do our Dark Souls 2 co-op playthrough, we were going to do it like while being next to each other. We actually started doing it. We recorded quite a sizable amount already, I think. But then at a certain point we just gave up because we weren't really having much fun anymore. It became really boring and annoying. But the characters that we were using were Magus. Like, I was gonna play as Magus, so I was gonna use hexes, miracles, and pyromancies. Like, I was gonna use a lot of different stuff. And Cube was gonna play as Marl, so he was using crossbows, and also the other thing. He was using crossbows and then also normal sorceries, I think. It was such an interesting idea. We also did like a metric crapload of preparations for it. To figure out like which weapons are supposed to collect, which spells, like trying to be as accurate to the original character as we could. And then yeah, at a certain point it just fell apart. At a certain point we weren't enjoying ourselves anymore. I think it would have been a lot more fun if we did it like the way that we eventually did our co-op playthrough, with like basically doing it at a distance and like doing it like making 1 or 2 episodes in an evening or something, and that's it. Like, not doing giant sessions as we usually do. I think it would have worked. The builds would have been interesting and fun. But yeah, we didn't end up doing it, and eventually we just did our co-op playthrough with the build that we wanted to do. I don't remember what Cube was using. He wasn't using dexterity in those playthroughs, right? I was using miracles. Was he using strength weapons? I don't remember. Yeah, no, I don't remember what he was using. Doesn't really matter too much. In the end, we actually very much enjoyed ourselves with the co-op playthrough. That was fun. The Dark Souls 2 co-op playthrough was amazing. I really like that one. I also feel like Dark Souls 2 is a good game to co-op. Like, from all the Dark Souls games, I feel like that one's the best to co-op. It's not particularly the best to like make it so that you can summon somebody else, because the summon system is a little bit finicky and annoying compared to like the more modern things where you can just write a password and be able to play with other people. But aside from that, I do think like the way that the game is structured, playing in co-op is a lot more fun in my opinion. But I also have never played co-op in Dark Souls 3, so I would not know how it feels. Because Cube, I have to wait until he I'm gonna have to wait until he is finished with the game. What am I doing? I'm sorry, I was thinking about the Undead Graves. Yeah, no, I'll have to wait until he finishes with Dark Souls 3 before I can actually do a co-op playthrough with him. And feel the majesty that is co-op in Dark Souls 3. Well, either majesty or just pure terror and shit. I don't care. And aside from that, I'm just going to be... in this playthrough, I'm not going to be using any magic or anything. I'm just gonna be using the Scythes and that's it. But I could not find any other character for... like, who was using Scythes in any game that I know. I really couldn't think of anything, so... And I also really like Magus as a character, so... And I feel like I'm... like, I didn't put too much effort into it. Into making this character, like, I didn't change his face whatsoever. But I do think that he looks quite a lot like Magus in a certain way. He also has the female hair, because that's the only hair that is this long. But for the time being, I'm gonna keep using these things until I have the cosplay items that I'm gonna be using. Because off camera, I actually decided to go and take a look with my other character to see which sets would fit. And I figured out what I'm gonna be wearing to get as close to Magus as I personally think that I can get. And that's just about it, I would say. This is, I will say, this is the second playthrough in a row right now. Or, no, sorry, this is the third playthrough in a row. So I've done the curved sword playthrough and then the halberd playthrough. And now I'm doing the scythe playthrough. I will say the difference between this particular playthrough and the last two is that in between my curved sword playthrough and the halberd playthrough, there were still a couple of days in between that because I edited and rendered everything, I think, in between those two sessions. Well, right now I have only edited like half of the playthrough, and it's basically the day after I finished the halberd playthrough. I don't know, man. I'm once again on this like crazed rampage, I wouldn't say, but I'm kind of on this train of like, okay, I'm really close to finishing these playthroughs. I want to finish them. And I'm also just like, I want to do the bow only playthrough. I'm so interested in that one. That's like my main focus right now. That and also like just finishing up these playthroughs in general. I enjoyed most of them, but it needs to end. Because at a certain point it's not as fun anymore. Well, it just starts to become very samey. It's just not really what I want it to be. And then I don't have to think about it also, because this is something that I've had since I started making videos on my own or with Cube. That's like, if I can finish something, I really, like, I'd rather force myself a little bit and finish it than let it, like, sit there. And, like, that I, for instance, don't finish the end game of a certain game. In my, like, if I get really close to the end game of a certain game, then I would rather, like, stay up a little bit later so that I can finish it than just leaving it. And the same works with, like, it's the same for actually finishing projects and all like that. So I'm like, I'm pretty close to finishing it. Let's go for the long haul, and I'll just do it. We'll just see how it goes. This is the beginning of a new session, and it's also not been too long since I recorded, so it's not like I have anything new to say, especially about this game. If there's anything where, like, if there's any game where I would eventually run out of stuff to talk about, it is definitely Dark Souls. Or Dark Souls 3, let's say it like that. That's another thing that I feel like is kind of, well, I just want to finish it, man. I just want to finish it. I can try to explain as much as I want to, but it's not going to change the fact that I just want to finish these playthroughs. I want to be done with Dark Souls 3. I love the game, but my god, do I want to be done with it. For the time being. There we go. Also, shouldn't forget to drop... Do I have black fire bombs right now? No, I don't. Okay, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I can only get those black fire bombs in... the High Wall of Lothric. Yep, I know where I can get them. So I always have to go back here to get the Titanite chunk later on. Good to know. There we go. My soul increasing ring. A thing that I am wearing the entirety of the game. Right. Let's go and upgrade my Estus. A lot my Estus, so I have 5 Estus flasks. And then it's time to go and level up and get a move on. I really want to go and get my Scythes as fast as I can. Why? Because I don't want to continue playing with curved swords. As much as I like curved swords, I really want to play with the Reapers. It's also the kind of stuff that changes the playthrough, so I'm waiting for my change. I'm not going to be increasing my intelligence. Why in the hell would I even think of doing that? So, for this playthrough, I'm going to need 16 strength, 19 dexterity, and 12 intelligence and faith. I'm first going to go and put all of my levels into HP though. This is something that I do, like if I can, if I don't need certain stats. This is the kind of stuff that I do at the beginning of every one of my playthroughs. If you just put like all the souls that you can get right now, or just that I get, if you put all of those straight into your HP, you're going to be fine for quite some time when it comes to HP. Because I think I only go to level 26 in HP. Usually 26, 27. Then I have like 1000 HP, which is, for me, fine. Manageable. And I also feel like at a certain point you just don't get that much HP from leveling up anymore, and then it's like, yeah, it's not particularly worth it at that point. At least in my humble opinion, of course. I've also played this game too much. So it's not like I get hit too much. Well, it depends though. I can sometimes get hit, and that's usually where I die, because I don't have that much HP. Well, I feel like it has become better in the later playthroughs. In the beginning it was horrendous, because I didn't put enough stats into my HP. And that made it so that I ended up with getting 1-shot or 2-shot by bosses. Which is pretty dang bad. 1-shot and like getting 1-shot or 2-shot is the worst. Because usually once you get hit once, you're probably gonna get hit again. So if you, like, for the amount of HP that I usually have, I can take 3 or 4 hits from any kind of boss or whatever. And that's enough. That's enough to get me out of the situation and heal. I actually only just realized that that's how it works with me. As long as I don't get 2-shot, I'm fine. And then I of course also have to dodge in time, because, yeah. If I don't avoid the third attack, I die. And if I don't heal at the perfect moment, I also die, so... It's not a foolproof plan, but it's a pretty decent one. Alright, so you have your freaking dumbass shield. I've also, off camera for the first time I think, decided to go and take a look at like all of the ammunition in the game and all of the crossbows and all that jazz. Or like all of the ranged weapons. And it's looking very interesting, so I really thought that I was going to struggle with ammo. But when I look at all the different types of ammo that you can get, I don't think it's going to be an issue anymore. I think it's going to be fine. Really? I did not expect them to actually go through the door. I didn't think that they could go through the door, to be quite honest. Oh well. He's here now anyway, so I'll have to deal with it one way or the other. A slash. Alright, let's go and deal with the mimic. There we go. You know, like in the curved sword playthrough, I kind of liked the sellsword twin blades, but now that I'm using them again, I don't like them too much. Like after using the halberds, I just don't like them too much anymore. It's insane, man. I really do have an interesting relationship with the sellsword twin blades. Excuse me for a moment, sir. Ma'am. For some kind of reason I was thinking about saying ma'am, but it's not really the gender that he has, I think. Or that isn't his gender, or whatever. I have very good English. Not expecting backstab, but I will definitely take it. What did you drop? What did you drop? Wow, no, what did you drop, buddy? The Lothric Knight armor. The Lothric Knight armor only looks good with the Lothric Knight helm. And that's it. In my opinion. I was gonna say, in my opinion, because otherwise people might think that I'm judging other people. Or whatever. That I'm judging your taste or whatever. Yeah, let me just go and wait for that dude to GTFO. Ah, can it? Okay. I missed my damage. That's one thing though, I think, in every single game, if you have just finished the playthrough. Ow. If you just finish the playthrough and then you have to deal with like early game HP, early game damage, early game everything, then it's like, or at least I have that. I always feel kind of bad. Well, it feels weird. Everything feels slower and not as cool. I feel like Terraria has that a lot. Like if you are, like if you've just finished the playthrough of Terraria and then you start a new one, the difference in speed and like not being able to fly and all that jazz, that stuff's pretty dang insane. Oh, you're not dead? I guess I really don't do that much damage. Not a longsword. Interesting. And more fire bombs, which are always pretty dang useful. I was gonna say like, another push of man in there. Is that what it sucked? Light crossbow there. And a Titanite shard. More throwing knives, which are also pretty dang useful, I would say. Hello, friends. Excuse me for a moment. And then you get cockblocked by your spear. Yeah, I was thinking like, do I even need a roll? And apparently I don't. The days where I tried to dodge that dude. Now I'm just running into him and killing him. As you should. Alright. Fuck yeah. No, that would have been a hit if it didn't hit the post. Fucking amazing, wow. I hit him. I also hit him, wow. Nicely. Amazing. And throw it in his ass and then make him run all the way up here. And then stab him in the back. There we go. There is a dude that's gonna throw firebombs if I don't kill him. Kinda keep forgetting about him. Oh, I don't have enough strength, okay. Let's go and grab me firebombs. And some more Estus. Oh. I for a moment forgot that my running attack does jack shit in damage. I missed. Oh boy. Ow. Let me go and heal up. Can I please? Thank you. Excuse me for a moment. Kinda want to kill the data. If we can figure out how to get up here again. I don't need my shield for this encounter. A very cool spell, but not really a useful spell. You also get it really late in the game, which is kind of unfortunate. Counter damage. That's pretty good. I have 2 Estes. I have to deal with a Lothric Knights though. Against Forge, that would be fine, but it's because I have to deal with a Lothric Knight that... Ow. My god. These guys that are 1 spammage. They apparently drop Titanite shards. That's interesting. You know what? I might actually get some Estes from him though. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll just go down there and see if I can... kill him. And then maybe Forge too. Because he also needs to die. And I can finally go to the Undead Settlement. And then I'll still have to go through quite a bit of the Undead Settlement. And then I'll finally have my weapon. Which is just what I wanted. Alright, let me go and get rid of this thing. Throwing Knave. Also, I don't really think I need to tell you this, but Scythes are dexterity weapons. Just FYI. But you'll see that once I get one of those. I can't really talk about them too much, as long as I don't have them. Then I can't show off what they can do. Of course. Aha, yes. What am I doing? Now it's pretty simple what I'm doing. I'm screwing up, which will result in me not having enough S's to deal with Forge. Or to deal with anything, really. Okay, why'd I even try to parry? There we go. Titanite shard. Still kind of hoping that I can kill one of these Lothric Knights and get some Estes back. Could also be that I just die and then so be it. I do kind of want to do this just because I feel like it. If I die, so be it. Like, I don't care. I can get back here with relative ease anyway, so... I just need to play it a little bit more carefully than I usually do. Or at least against the Lothric Knights. Get over here, buddy. That was a little bit of a risky attack, though. There we go. Just according to plan. Even though it's only 1 Estes, but it's gonna bring me to full health, which is kind of all that I need, really. Let me just go and run behind you and stab you in the back. I also think I'm gonna go and kill your friend, because if I'm lucky I might have killed enough enemies to get Estes back. I'm not sure how that works though. Like, I know that You can get S's back if you kill a certain amount of enemies. You can also get S's back from certain stronger enemies. That's how it works, at least as far as I know it. Alright, no Estes fort. Let's go. No healing. Don't think I've ever done this before. Normally I have at least something. But now I have nothing. I just have to win with what I have. Alright, here come the dashes. And there we go. Excellent. Nicer. That is just the way that it should have gone. Everything went according to plan in this episode. Which is pretty dang cool. Alright, milady. The only thing I still need to go and do is get Grey Rat. Let's see, because I need, how much was it? 16 strength. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I was thinking like, wait, didn't I need a stat for something? And I was like, yeah, strength. Alright, people. So I think that's going to conclude this episode of Just Fed, where I was playing Dark Souls 3, the weapon placers. And next episode we're going to go and deal with the Undead Settlement, and we're finally going to be able to get my weapon. Goodbye.